we're started. So
Okay.
so PG-13, I guess.
Oh, are you kidding?
Are we going R?
Yeah. Since when do we do PG?
I don't want to sound dumb either. Don't ask me if I don't seem to know what you're talking about. Just kind of talk instead.
All right, we'll just talk over you.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay to be dumb, and it's okay to be smart. It's just don't be mean. That's the only thing. Try not to be mean.
Yeah. But I don't want to answer questions I don't know the answers to. I don't want to make up answers.
Yeah, then just say I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Please enlighten me if you do know.
It's my motto in life.
That's okay.
That's what it was always in school.
People are going to be watching this. It's not recording yet, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is. Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
See, I'm hiding. I'm hiding in the dark. Nobody can even see me, so I'm okay.
And start.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess I'll introduce everyone.
Sure, go ahead.
So this is our first ever time. This is my first ever time recording a meeting or recording a whatever you call this little get together thing. I've done videos with people. Yeah, the three-way. I've done videos with people in my physical, space, but I've never done this. So this is new for me. I'm a three-way virgin, so be gentle.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, this is Yolanda, and this is Dani, and I'm Gary, and
Hey.
We don't have any clue what we're going to talk about, but we're just going to basically talk and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So now what do we say?
Whatever you want.
Yeah, so we were talking about Christmas and pagan roots of Christmas for a while, and all the demonic stuff that's attached to all of that, and how basically I also heard about if you just talk about it, you can stir up those energies.
If you talk about Christmas?
You talk about demonic energies.
Oh, right. That's why so many people are upset about Tiffany's video, because while what she's doing is it is play, it's drama from her end, and she is trying to get a point across. At the same time, we are in a realm where your thoughts manifest into reality, so she's not only going to be doing the satire thing, but she's also going to be attracting that actual energy into her own life, even if she doesn't necessarily know that's what she's doing. That's why I was saying, and even with Nicole and everybody else who's, whether they're playing games or whether they're actually intentionally, throwing hate or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're still, by virtue of even venturing into that energy, you're bringing it into your life in some aspect.
But I think with Tiffany, what she believes is that all the media is pretending that all this satanic stuff is going on, that it's all fake. And she doesn't believe that there's a group of evil people doing stuff. She thinks it's all they're putting on this play to make us think that it exists, but I don't think she thinks it exists. That's why she was making fun of it.
It's possible. That's possible.
And I'm sorry if that's not what you meant, Tiffany, but that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, I kind of got the impression that that's what she meant too. But also, I have heard that in other circles that it is just a show. But I've also heard the opposite. It is not.
Well,
I tend to believe that there is dark entities out there that we are not creating. They are testing us, kind of thing. Like with Little Bird's example, she didn't create that thing.
It depends on how much you buy into your own personal belief system, because every single person that's involved in this is coming at it from their subjective belief system, and then the fact that we're all co-creators makes a big mishmash of all these things, and then there's interpreting on all sides at all times, so it can become very convoluted really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's important for each individual to have a baseline or a way to center themselves, because if they don't, then they're going to get triggered, just like what Tiffany was trying to prove about the triggering thing. They are going to get triggered. It's not just a joke. They literally will fly off the handle and have a panic attack, or they'll get pulled into the rage cycle, or something will happen to knock them off of their center because they haven't established one in the first place.
It's about being offended.
Mm-hmm.
You're having a personal connection to the subject rather than stepping back and just looking at it.
Right.
And thinking, oh, that's interesting. They're acting like this and they're acting like this. Actually getting personally involved and getting worked up over it is not where we're aiming to be. We're trying to get away from being personally involved. And
yeah, because there's an attachment. It's like it's part of their identity.
Yeah, detach ourselves.
But the
right, so they even the simplest thing is being attached to this is wrong and this is right. They've made it an attachment to saying that it's wrong to do what she did, or it's wrong to be even. Okay, I'm not going to go there, but like having that opinion, you're attached to that opinion, and that's why you get offended.
Having a judgment that's personal to you, reflecting on it, having a personal opinion on it, that you're really, that means something to you, rather than just thinking, oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's
Gary?
why it didn't bother us. We just thought, oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Well, also, there's this small issue of bringing somebody's family into the picture.
Right.
And making subtle threats, not very subtle threats. It's that's the whole way Daphne removed herself from the scene, and that's why I was telling Yolanda that it's a slippery slope, it's a snowball, and if you don't have that center within yourself, the snowball will create itself, and it will take you down the hill into actual destruction. Even though this is still a play, it doesn't matter. In the play, people die, people get murdered, people get raped, okay? These things actually happen within the play or within the dreamscape, so if you don't, like I said, if you don't have your center, you're going to get caught up in it, and it's going to happen to you. There's just no other way around it.
Yeah, it's like I was saying about you become what you fight. And it also ties into what Jazz was saying about people playing roles, right? With these politicians, they're, these past presidents, he was saying that they aren't actually real people. There's nobody in the White House. They're just playing a role. They're actors. And essentially, they're just more aware of the fact that they're playing a role. We're all playing a role, but we're not aware of it. We think that we are who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same with the whole Pizzagate thing. That was all playing a role. Whether it's true or not is completely different. That's what they wanted us to see. They wouldn't have let us see it otherwise.
There's also something to be considered as far as, and this is partially why I was ranting yesterday, that video that I made, was that we hear all these stories about all this stuff, okay? You hear all the celebrities, you hear the cloning stuff, you hear the people being raped stuff, you hear all these things, terrible things that you're not witnessing with your own eyes, right? Some people are witnessing it with their own eyes, but if you are not, and you're living in a realm where things manifest based on thought, you have to be careful about what thought structures you allow into your mind, because even if it wasn't real, if somebody has said it, and you're a powerful being, and you internalize that, this is what Agua was talking about with this projection into the future thing, the enemy, so to speak, has the capability of manifesting that thing which didn't previously exist just by virtue of introducing the idea into your mind.
Well, and the other side of that, too, is that our imagination is a lot stronger, more powerful than when we hear suggestions than it is when we actually see something visually. So you go to a movie, it's already done for you. Whereas you read a book, it's internalized and you create it. You have to create it in order to see it, and you visualize it. And that in itself gives power to it and creates it in a thought form. Mm-hmm. And then in the more attention you give to it, it becomes reality.
Right.
And they use that to distract us as well. Remember Jazzlet's video on vampires?
I didn't see the vampire video.
What do you picture a vampire to look like?
A doctor with a stethoscope.
and it's exactly the same thing for these pedophile rings. They want us to picture them as looking, being this satanic cult, when in actual fact, and I can say this from experience, from knowing shit, that they look like the most well-dressed, wealthy people that are, they probably are like part of the authority, part of the police, part of their politicians, but they look neat and clean. They don't look like they're going to be drinking blood. And
yeah, of course.
Like they're trying to like hide the truth with these other visual representations. Same with the devil and heaven being up. What if it's not up? What if it's down?
Yeah, there's
Sorry, did I change the subject?
No. This is important. This is an important topic because the problem is on YouTube, everyone's separate. Okay, everybody's in a separate location, and they're all trying to talk about a thing, right? And this goes back to that whole, the Vegas type of a scene, where if all three of us say we're at that event in some capacity, and then we got together and talked about it, okay, we would still be making up stories about it, but they would be more correct than if we all ingested things through various news sources and then got on YouTube and talked about what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all speaking about things that really we don't know what the fuck is going on. This is just the truth. Unless you were there, unless you were there in the physical and watching it, then you don't know what's going on. And what are you even arguing about?
And I'm happy to be proven wrong. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get upset and get all personal about it. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to start abusing people or threatening people like some others are doing.
Yeah, well, because you...
It doesn't matter.
Well, you create the thing and then you want to protect it. Like, Nicole has created a thing. She has this thing, she created a baby, basically, and the baby is Evil Tiffany. Nicole created an Evil Tiffany, right? And now she needs to protect that creation of hers by supporting it with supporting statements and supporting videos, and she needs the energy from all of the subscribers to support that Evil Tiffany as well. And that's basically how it works in Imagination Land.
Yeah.
But it's not just Imagination Land because we're manifesting through what's happening, so it's both ways. It's not just one or the other. And it's something that we have to be careful about.
And people can't help but react to the trolls.
Right.
To the flies. They want to argue back with them. And I used to argue back with them. But that statement, don't feed the troll, it's actually the most powerful thing. Is if everyone just ignores them and doesn't even acknowledge they're saying anything, we're not giving them the energy they're trying to get from us. They're trying to collect energy.
Yep.
Right. I was actually listening to, I think it was Loud, I was talking about this, about how, maybe I'm wrong, how when you are tapped into Source, you are getting your energy from Source, and then when you move away from Source, you're disconnected from Source, and so you become an energy vampire, and then or maybe it was the video you sent me.
Yeah, it was Gigi.
Yeah, it was Gigi. But I think Louder might have touched on this too. Anyway, so you're starved for energy, so you have to feed off others to get your energy. And so you find those people who have that positive energy because you lack it, and you latch onto it and suck it off of them. And until when they feel worse, you feel better. Because you feel like you've accomplished something.
Unless you're connected with Source.
I like that analogy. I like that
Once you
analogy.
have that connection with source, you're generating that energy yourself. You've got
Yeah.
endless amounts of it.
Yeah, because you're aligned with source. You're giving energy. It's just flowing out of you, right? And you have an abundance of it. But when you're lacking it, you seek it elsewhere because you can't. You're cut off from source. You can't get it from source, and you can't create it. You can't get it from anywhere else. So you're hungry for it. So you lash out and you latch on to somebody who has it, suck them dry, and then they suck, and and
Do you think
you
some
feel
of us
better.
aren't quite fully with source? Like we can get into it sometimes, and other times, like we're hovering in between, and so we don't have unlimited energy to give to these people. So when the vampires come along and they suck it all out, we just we're drained.
Yeah, but
we have to go away and like sit by ourselves to try and get source back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's also the nature of the realm. Is that this realm doesn't allow us to have continual contact with source, because if we did, we wouldn't be here. Like you have to constantly work at trying to connect with source.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes me feel better.
It's mainly a fallen realm. Even August said the same thing. It's like only a minuscule fraction of source energy can fit here because it's so fallen, because it's so far. So the few beings that are able to attract that tiny amount are just huge attractions, like the bug zappers. The bugs come along and they're like, oh, there's the light. Finally, there's some light, so we have to go over there.
Yeah.
And that's why when we're walking around in the city or whatever, we don't see anybody.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah. We don't see anybody because there's nobody else going around, like hardly any.
This is why it's important for us to protect our energy, because if you don't protect your energy, you're vulnerable to those energy vampires, because they're looking for it, and you can be driving down the road, and an energy vampire will come by and steal your energy, and it's that easy for them to disrupt you. But if you meditate and center yourself and protect your energy, then you're less susceptible to that. Which is, a lot of people, like my friend, she's very light and positive and loving, but she's very susceptible to these vampires who come along and take advantage of that, and they end up sucking all her energy. And she's like, I don't understand what happened. He seemed nice. And then next thing she knows, she's like, oh my God, he's horrible.
Yeah.
I really don't want to be referencing cognitive behavior therapy, but it's kind of true in this case. I hate it otherwise. Like, if something happens, someone comes along and does something to you, says something to you, it's your response that determines whether they take your energy. Your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a notice about my free something is up. What's that about?
Your free what? Is it to do with this app?
Yeah, something to do with this app. Is there something?
You're on the iPad?
Yeah.
Like the amount of hours that you can use the app for?
I don't know, something like that, yeah.
No, I thought it was free.
I thought so too.
Zoom should be free. Whatever, maybe that was something else. Because if it was up, then you wouldn't still be here.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
But yeah, I was saying, like, no matter what someone says to you, for example, someone's comment, you know who, told me that she hoped that I get violently raped.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get my power unless I responded to her and gave her that power. Mm-hmm. Me just pretending, it kind of made me go, okay. I could either react thinking, all right, you don't say that to me, and like start rambling back to her, or I could be like, whatever, you're nothing to me. Like, I'm not responding to that. I'm keeping my energy. You're not even giving you my time to respond to this. Then she doesn't get any of my energy.
Right.
Can keep disliking my videos, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's about the reaction, because the initial response determines whether a relationship has formed or not. In the text in the YouTube comments, someone writes a comment and you reply, okay, you formed a relationship, even if it's a temporary one, and depending on what you said, determines the amount of energy flow that's going to happen back and forth. And if you stay completely unemotional about it, you could really say whatever you want, and they're not going to feel any energy to eat off of it in the first place, so they probably still won't respond. That's why.
Even if you don't respond, it's also your thoughts. Are
Right.
you still thinking about it?
Right.
Or have you done? Like, does it affect you?
Mm-hmm.
Upset you?
Yep. And it's not, and they feel as well. The word communication is a minor part of it, because all of these people are intelligent and they're smart, and they watch your videos after they left a comment, and they will see in your eyeballs, they'll see in every single reaction that you have as you're talking, they'll know what happened, they'll know how you responded to it. It's not like you're going to hide from them. They're going to know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you deal with that feeling on the spot, and you resolve whatever feeling that it brought up in you, then in your next video or whatever, you're not going to be sitting there trying to talk about something else when really you're still dealing with this feeling that particular comment brought up in you.
Yeah.
So it's really like, it's kind of silly. It's like a, nothing that's going on here is anything new. I mean, this is not like something real. This is what happens in kindergarten, you know. This is what happens in junior high. This is
Mm-hmm.
nothing different is happening. It's just that the majority of the people have turned robotic, and you know, we can't relate to them anymore. So we have to go elsewhere and, you know, find other people that seem to be real to us. But nothing that we're doing here is so particularly special.
It is completely kindergarten. That's why I just laugh at it. It doesn't affect me.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
It's the bully. It's the bully.
Well,
the bully
it's fun.
situation.
It annoys me. It annoys me to
So-
start with, and then I get over it.
Yeah.
It's the what?
I'm over it now.
The bully
Like,
situation.
Yeah, it is.
And what do you do with a bully? If you show fear, then he beats your ass, right?
Right.
The best way to deal with bullies is do something that they just can't even comprehend. Like, they can't remember Calvin or whoever. All these comics, you know, there's a bully, and Calvin says something that he can't even comprehend, and the guy's sitting there like with a little thing going around his head, and Calvin has already like run off at that point because like it doesn't compute, and there's no situation anymore. There's no a mean guy and a kid that feels scared, and now the kid gets his ass kicked. Something else has happened entirely, and it's not even relatable to the bully situation.
Well, I
Isn't
think
that what
too.
Tiffany did? Sorry.
Go on.
That is what Tiffany does. No one actually knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing, and she is playing a dangerous game, but she's doing that willingly. She's doing that because she wants to do that.
They were calling her Satanist, so she said, fine, I'll be a Satanist.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. I think she enjoys
Taking the power away from them.
she enjoys people proving themselves to be little kids and like angry and emotionally manipulable or manipulative.
Ray's a robot.
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
She enjoys that, and you know, she likes it. But the problem is these people, things can actually happen, and bad things can happen. So you have to just be careful about how far you push people who are already emotionally unstable.
Yeah, it is a bit of a dangerous game because you're playing with fire yourself. Like what you fight, you become. So even like what you play with, you become. You're playing in the devil's playground, really. Like you're even though you're poking fun at it, you're poking the bear, right?
Right.
It's only a matter of time before the bear turns around and bites your head off.
Well, I mean, people used to get killed for this stuff. They used to get burned
Yeah.
at the stake. They used to get beheaded. Like, we're in a time now where these sort of things are illegal now, but you know, you're still poking the same bear. It's just that the bear now has like a law book that he's supposed to follow. You know, he's supposed to follow,
Mhm.
not that he actually does follow it.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Well,
The best what?
I think it also depends on which bear you're poking. Like, are you poking the Satanist bear? Or are you poking the elitist bear? Are you poking...
She's poking the Christian bear.
The what?
The Christian bear.
Yeah, well, there's that one too. And then there's also the troll bear.
Right, right. And they're all the same bear, really, in the end. It's all the same. It's the fear bear.
Yeah. Right. So, who's Goldilocks in this scenario?
I guess us? No, I don't know. I don't know who's Goldilocks.
If those three little bears believe that their house isn't going to be blown down, would their houses still be standing?
You're mixing it up with the three little pigs.
Oh.
It still works though. It's the same concept. Same concept.
Not really, because that was about the size of the chair. I'm confused.
So yeah, the three little pigs was about the wolf blowing down their house, and one was made of straw, one was made out of wood, and one was made out of brick, stone.
Yeah, like a regular house.
And then the other one, huh?
Less than a
Temperature
minute.
can only be like when you touch something and it feels cold, and then you touch something that's colder. It only feels colder because it was cold. You know, like it's only compared to what you already know. Not compared to what it actually is.
My computer's throwing warnings at me, so if this cuts short, then just know that my computer's trying to overheat or something. I'm holding it off my lap now.
Oh, that's probably wise.
Yeah. I'm generating too much energy.
Yeah.
Switch to your phone then.
But I can't record it then. It's okay. We could just upload this. This was
interesting.
It doesn't matter.
What were we talking about?
Bears?
What were we talking about? Three little pigs and three little bears.
There weren't three little bears. There were the baby bears and the mama and papa. Or there was just one small bear, right? The mama bear, papa bear?
Yeah. And the baby bear.
Yeah.
Anyway. I like how you say bear. It's so cute. Say it again.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Bear? Why is it cute?
Because she says bear. Bear. And she doesn't...
doesn't pronounce her R.
Yeah. Bear. The baby bear.
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 Bear. Bear.
It's too hot.
Oh, man. I was going to say something earlier now. I can't remember what it was I was going to say. Doesn't matter, I suppose.
The free HD meeting has ended. You fucker. I guess that's that. So, free HD meeting has ended, so I'm gonna just upload this how it is if I can. And thank you everybody for watching, and we will try to learn one or two things as we move forward here. So, thanks again, and hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Well, I'll see you next time. First, I have to quit this. Okay. Yolanda. Yes, I know this is still recording. Yolanda and Danny. Okay. Alright, everybody. Bye.